All right, we ready to roll into this thing?
Yeah, let's do it.
Hello and welcome to the Movie Marathon Podcast, a place where we watch movies and then we talk about them. Just to remind you, we're not experts. Sometimes we're not even fans. Just consider this a conversation with your friends as we talk about some movies. So my name is Gabriel. I'm your host today, and I'm here with my fellow fighters, Eric and Dixon. Boys,
Hey,
how are we
yo.
doing today?
Fantastic.
Oh, yeah.
Super
Moving and grooving.
stoked.
All right. Well, today we are here to talk about a film filled with depth and emotion, 1997's Mortal Kombat Annihilation. And I will say this is probably the worst movie we've covered on this podcast. Maybe will cover for quite some time. I'd like to cover worse movies, but nostalgia is doing a lot of the heavy lifting here. But before we get into the film and all the history, let's introduce ourselves. Let's talk about some of our first experiences with Mortal Kombat Annihilation. Eric, I'm going to kick it off to you first. Who did you play as usually in Mortal Kombat?
Probably Reptile.
Mm.
Which tracks? I think I said in the last one that Reptile was my favorite character in Mortal Kombat 95. But I stuck with the ninjas. Probably Scorpion after that.
Both good picks. Dixon, what about you?
Probably Sub-Zero.
Mm.
Yeah, that was probably my go-to. Again, I didn't really play
for the blue.
Yeah, exactly. I definitely didn't play it as much as I'm sure you guys did and other people that I know. But yeah, Sub-Zero was definitely the one that I would go for.
I would usually switch it up. You know, I did Johnny Cage. Never Liu Kang that much. I did like Shao Kahn if I could, you know. Quan Chi.
I don't think Shao Kahn wasn't playable till recently. So you're lying.
No, you're right. You're right. No, you know what? I actually
Once again.
Disinformation podcast. I think I meant Shang Tsung. But what about Mortal Kombat Annihilation? Do you guys remember this one? Did you see it in theaters? Because we would have been around 7 at this time.
I think my 7 or 8 year old self would have given this a perfect 10 out of 10. Now I don't. We'd be in the negatives. It was a tough watch, but I mean I was laughing the whole time. It was like you said, it was nostalgic and fun.
This is the first time that I've watched this movie, and it might be the last also.
Dixon, I am so excited to hear your take on this movie. A 35-year-old man who's watching Mortal Kombat Annihilation for the first time. I don't think that's ever happened.
It probably hasn't. I might be the first person in history at this age to watch this movie.
Screw it. Let's just say it now. This is a closing question, but let's do it in the openings. Dixon, do you like this movie?
No.
Because you kind of like the first one.
Listen, I can find things to like about it, but overall it was yeah. There was more bad than good, for sure.
What was so bad about it, Dixon?
I mean, listen, did I enjoy watching it? Is it a Mortal Kombat movie? The fight scenes are cool, yeah, but like, I'm never gonna watch this again.
Not even when Mortal Kombat 3 inevitably comes out and you have to do a rewatch of all of them. Little movie marathon.
Then I'll watch it. Yeah, sure. But besides that, I mean, yeah, no.
Eric, when was the last time you probably rewatched this movie before this podcast?
Probably more recent than you would think.
I feel like you and I might have watched it.
I think so. I when we lived together in Hoboken, yeah. I mean, it was if it was on TV at any point, I watched it.
Yes,
yeah, 100%. And it is on. It's not on TV. Like you'll find it on HBO or like FX or something. You're like, okay, I guess I'm going to watch Mortal Kombat Annihilation at age 33.
I do feel like I'm a little more even. I might have said this last time on our first podcast for Mortal Kombat series. For our listeners, go back for the original from 1995. But I think I'm a little more familiar with this one. So I have like a little bit more of like a fan favorite love for it. It's like a little bit of a Batman and Robin kind of feel for me. But objectively, it's worse.
Oh, yeah. But I've noticed it's more rewatchable when you're 7 or 8 years old because at any point you turn on the movie, it's a fight scene. I watched it in 2 parts. After 22 minutes, I turned it off the first time, and we already had 4 fight scenes. It's
and
not.
it's a lot of hype too. There's a lot of
Yeah.
hype scenes too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it. I kind of like it. All right. You guys ready to go through our portals to Outworld and get over here into production history? Get over here.
Yes.
Okay.
Let's go.
Okay. All right. So before we get into the film itself, we like to do a little thing where we talk about how the story got made, the story behind the story. So Mortal Kombat Annihilation is actually loosely based on Mortal Kombat 3, and it features the character roster of Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3. So plot elements were also taken from number 4 that got cut from the theatrical version, but essentially this is part of why the story feels a little bit incomplete, a little bit all over the place. And really part of it is also the fast turnover from number 1. This came out 2 years later. Not the fastest sequel time you could think of, but still quick, especially thinking in today's terms. But the stated goal of the film, and I'm quoting directly from Lawrence Kasanoff, the producer, was to make it even more spectacular than the first movie. And he said, Annihilation is 3 times more ambitious than Mortal Kombat. Our theme for the sequel is shoot for more fights, more special effects, more Outworld, more everything. So I think we already went over, like, is it better? But just think about, it's kind of like the Michael Bay effect, just like throw more at them, but with just not as good special effects.
It's definitely more, that's for sure.
I don't know. I thought that dragon was real.
Oh, I'll get to the dragon. So filming began in early 1986, and they did a lot of real life locations again. They filmed in Wales, which is actually incorrectly listed as England in the closing credits, plus Jordan, Thailand, a little bit of London. So there are actual real locations, but obviously that is overshadowed by a lot of the awful CGI. And that's one of the most important pieces of the production history, is that the film is actually said to be unfinished. And the producer said, the same guy, Kasanoff, that the movie's final effects are not final rendered effects. The studio essentially just shipped the movie as is. I guess maybe they were cutting their losses because it was so terrible. But so the movie, in his words, is quite literally an unfinished film.
That explains a lot.
Yes.
Because I'm referring to the dragon fight at the end, looks incredibly unfinished. It looks like when you see like the old Toy Story, like behind the scenes.
Like the renderings.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. It's
Wow.
unbelievably bad. Yeah. Does that make it feel a little bit better? That it's
For some reason,
film?
yeah. I feel like, it's a misunderstood movie.
Yeah, it's a little more acceptable.
I don't know.
Dixon, does that change your opinion?
I could save that.
I don't think so. I mean,
It really shouldn't, honestly.
yeah.
And I think it just makes it a worse movie.
Yeah, because they didn't finish it. Like, would it have changed the story? Probably not. But yeah, you can definitely tell that there are some things that they could have cleaned up for sure.
Yeah.
I'm fully anticipating you saying like, and then they decided to completely cut the budget in half and blah, blah, blah.
I mean, it's funny because I have a note about that later, but Mortal Kombat Annihilation's budget actually is unlisted. So who knows?
They don't want anybody to know.
Yeah. And the movie, it's not really notable, but the movie's directed by a guy named John Leonetti, who went on to direct, this is his first movie, and then he went on to direct Butterfly Effect 2, Annabelle, and The Silence.
The Butterfly Effect 2? Not
Number
even the
2.
first one?
Yeah, number 2.
Annabelle, that was
Annabelle's a
like,
big one, actually. Yeah. And Wolves at the Door, too, I think is another one written by Gary Dauberman. I didn't mention that one, but
seems like he's the last like 5 or 6 years or so. He's
picked
doing
up a little
better.
bit. Yeah, he does a lot of cinematography work, actually. That's like where he does most of stuff. So he did the cinematography for Insidious, The Conjuring, a lot of other stuff. So he does do some stuff. Joe Dirt, to bring it back to our Adam Sandler.
He directed Joe Dirt.
He did the cinematography for it.
Oh,
The Mask, Mortal Kombat 1. So I guess that's how he got the gig. The other thing to obviously talk about in Mortal Kombat Annihilation before we get to the movie is the cast overall. So the recast is like genuinely weird because
Distracting.
of the returning cast from the first film, only 2 characters come back: Liu Kang and Katana, Robin Shou, and Talisa Soto, and that's it. Every other character is recast. So Dixon, as a first-time viewer, how did it feel for you that slowly, because it picks up literally at the same scenes, you expect a lot of faces to return, at least some. How does it feel to see all that?
I think I kind of knew that there was recast. Had I not known going into it, I definitely would have been a little confused, but also expecting them to have some sort of explanation for why the characters look a little different. Like, I feel like a lot of movies that do recast characters or like 1 or 2 characters in a movie series or a trilogy or whatever, they make some sort of mention as to why they look different or why it's not the exact same character. I keep going back to Iron Man 2 with Rhodey being recast as Don Cheadle. Like, he comes in and he's like, "Yeah, I'm here. Let's get over it." It's just a quick scene. It's like, it's not the same actor. They address it, but it's just enough to just be like, we're moving on. Like, yes, if it's a different actor, get over it. We're moving into the next phase.
Get over it.
Exactly.
Could you argue that they kind of do that with like giving Raiden a new haircut, even though that happens later in the movie?
That's later.
It happens
Yeah,
so
that's a
much
story
later in
choice.
the movie.
which is
I have notes about that, but we can talk about it. He looks like a Train Spotting character. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's so bad.
Were you shocked about the first death?
Yeah.
Spoiler
Very much
alert.
so.
Spoiler alert, JC.
Because I kind of thought they also brought up resurrection at some point. So I'm like, oh, okay, they're going to bring him back at the end of the movie. And they did not.
It's like arguably the most fun character from the first one.
It's honestly shocking.
I think Liu Kang would have been a smarter kill, like sacrifice.
Well, it's interesting that you're bringing it up because it's part of the allegedly it's part of the cast overhaul is that even though they didn't have Lyndon Ashby returning, it was kind of like a middle finger, I believe, to the actor. The fact they couldn't get him back, a fan favorite, they just killed him off. So it was more of a way to just get rid of him and not worry about it. Not getting any backlash for losing a fan favorite.
Okay. I see what you're saying.
I'm not defending it, but that's just the way it is. But it is legitimately shocking.
Yeah, I would agree. I definitely didn't. It didn't seem like it was a legitimate death to me when it happened.
I would love to have seen your face like when it happened. Like you were like,
I was pretty shocked.
I don't think his jaw dropped.
No, it definitely did not drop. But I was definitely shocked. But I was kind of like, oh, they just talked about somebody being resurrected, so clearly they're going to use whatever magic to bring him back at some point before the end of the movie.
I'm picturing you like texting your boss, like, "I'm sorry, I'm just watching Mortal Kombat Annihilation, and Johnny Cage just died. I can't come in tomorrow. Like, I'm shaking up.
I need an emotional support day to get over this. I am shook."
Well, I'm excited that we'll finally get some Johnny Cage in Mortal Kombat 2 in a few weeks. Mm-hmm. We'll see what we get there. But so we have a completely different Johnny. We have a completely different Sonya, still a paper-thin character. We have a completely different Raiden, which we talked a little bit about, James Remar, who is Dexter's dad. We have, I think that's the main cast that is changed up. Other guys do change, like the person who plays Scorpion, the original actor.
They changed his whole suit. His whole costume is different.
Yeah, everything is different about it. And the Sub-Zero is also different. That's actually the guy that played Reptile in the first movie, Keith Cook. They just brought him back and they made him play the Sub-Zero. But the story stuff about that is, we'll get there. But yeah, the recasting is tough. Eric, do you prefer the cast of the first one or the second one from those players?
I mean, you have to. No, I like the original cast. I even like the original Raiden a lot. I know last time you said that you liked the.
He's so bad. I like this one better. Yeah, even with the Train Spotting.
His teachings were excruciating to listen to.
In this one, in the second one.
It's like every other line was like a lesson.
It's also interesting they recast him, and again, he's just like, it's like white guy, but besides the fact, like they have the opportunity to fix it, and they just no. Let's go even like harder into it.
Do you have any background on the wig change?
I don't. A lot of it is not written up because this movie was probably such a disaster and no one cared to actually document it.
It seems like the actor was like,
can
can I just take the wig off? And they're like, fine, fuck it.
Yeah, probably.
Give me a haircut.
Because like it's not even. It looks like his just like legitimate haircut at the time. It doesn't look like styling.
Yeah.
You know, it looks like just what his hair is. So maybe it's like a Michael Myers mask situation where they just
Luke Kang goes
right.
Raiden, and he goes, it's a new look. Like he got a haircut.
Yeah. And he's wearing like modern clothes.
Yeah. Like he went to the gym in the 90s.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. He changes his whole outfit.
The whole look. He's wearing like a vest and like jinkos. You know, he's in a whole different outfit.
It's a new look.
Anyway, we also have a bunch of new characters, a ton of new characters in here, and I'll go through this a couple times. But what I found a common theme in Annihilation was there's so many characters introduced that go unnamed. You have no idea who they are, any connection to the story at all. But I'll go from most important to like all the other bits and pieces. So first, obviously, Shou Kahn, played by a guy named Brian Thompson. How do we feel about Shou Kahn?
The baldness threw me off so bad as a kid.
The mask.
I don't know why.
Bad.
I don't know why. The mask is not bad, but he wears it once,
which is funny because it's not like it's a choice of budget. They made it. He could wear it, but he just never puts it on.
And then there's a scene where he wears the helmet, but not the mask, while they're on horseback in Outworld. Or
Dixon,
were they on Earth? I don't know.
Did you like Shou Kahn, or how did he compare to Shang Tsung for you?
It was fine. Like nothing really to write home about. He had like a very boast. Like his voice was very like, I don't know, foreboding. Cool. Like he was very like animated when it came to the scenes where he's like talking to the army or like before all the big fights. So like it was semi intimidating, but not yeah.
You were intimidated.
Not that intimidated. Semi-intimidated.
Next up on the list, a new fan favorite, Jax Briggs, played by Lynn Red Williams. So I believe that Jax is probably the best character in the movie by like a significant margin. How do you guys feel about finally getting Jax in the series here? Finally.
He was fine.
Yeah.
Fantastic performance. Next up we have some generals. Motaro, played by Derek Razor, the Centaur. Love Motaro. Told you I like this movie.
The first shot of the generals, I think, is Motaro landing.
It's sick.
You see his hoofs, but they do not look like hoofs. They look like boots. And in that shot, I think they zoom out or something, and you see like the camera pans to see all the generals, and they're all like shadow boxing.
Yeah.
like in a karate style, like practicing their kata before battle.
It's so funny. They all are like literally practicing.
Yeah, they're all like it's right. I don't want to blow you up. It's like Ermac, Rain, Shiva.
Yeah. I mean, these are all the. I don't have much to say about many of the characters. I might just like name some of them because how much could we say? But yeah, Sindel is Katana's mother. Don't have much to say about Sindel, but she's pretty evil. I remember as a kid, I was like, I didn't like her.
Katana, the first line Katana says, or Sindel is, "Mother, you're alive," and she goes, "Too bad you will die."
It's like evil right off the bat. Like,
and then also in that scene, Shou Kahn goes, "On the seventh day, mankind will rest in peace."
So bad. So unbelievably bad.
It's horrible.
Then we have a couple other generals, I believe. Rain comes later. Ermac.
Rain's there.
Oh, okay. So it's Rain and Ermac. See, this is why it's confusing in the movie. But Rain and Ermac are other generals. Do you know that Mac is a collection of thousands of souls? That's who the ninja is. That's his backstory.
They added that. First, he was just the red guy.
Just like the red option?
Yeah, he was just the red option. But then I think they kind of made they gave him a lot of backstories. It's kind of cool.
Yeah, I wish they added more about that. Rain, I really don't have much to talk about at all. Just purple. I think that's all the generals. And then a couple other characters. Well, we can get to Nightwolf later. We'll get to Jade later. Nightwolf played by Lightfoot.
Nightwolf's name is Lightfoot?
Yeah, he's real Native American. The character's Native American shaman, but yeah, he's Native American. Yeah,
that's his name, Lightfoot.
Yeah, they did actual.
That's cool.
Good casting for that one. Accurate.
Melina. Too bad he's only in that one scene.
It's.
I'll let you go.
Yeah, we'll get to that, but it's bad. Melina, which doesn't really do justice from the crazy face. Before we were recording, Eric and I talked about this, but in one of the games, Melina has the same disease by another character, Baraka. So I think that's a cool twist that they both have like the ripped up face. But in the movie, she looks normal.
She was wearing a mask, and that's some backstory they gave her, by the way.
Yeah, but that's a sick backstory. In the movie...
No, I'm saying in the movie, she just shows up out of nowhere, literally.
Literally, yeah. And she's supposed to be her clone or something.
Yeah, in Mortal Kombat 1, the latest video game, they changed Baraka's character, whereas he wasn't just like this beast, it was a plague that like a tribe of these humans were infected by, and it like had them grow teeth, and it was like almost like leprosy. And I think, again, could be wrong. This is not an honest
podcast.
I think Melina had like a trace of that, and they cured her before it got like out of control, which is interesting, which is kind of cool actually.
Yeah.
Dixon Baraka was like that, like beast that they fought in the dungeon room.
Unnamed.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, they don't name him. He had the scissor arms, like the knife arms.
Who was a fan favorite of Mortal Kombat 2, the game.
Interesting.
My dad's favorite is Baraka. I remember when I used to play with him, he would always play as Baraka. I like Baraka. He's pretty sick.
He's cool.
Then we have Shiva, the other general I forgot to mention. She has the 4 arms. And then this little trio also goes unnamed. Smoke, another cyborg ninja. This one was reprogrammed by Shao Kahn. And then Cyrax, a cyborg ninja that ambushes Sonya and Jax. Sick scene. I love Cyrax.
That's actually a good scene. The first 40 minutes is actually pretty fun.
Peak. It's very, very good. And finally, Noob Saibot. He apparently appears in the final battle. And I don't know if you know this. It's not really mentioned story-wise as far as I know, unless I look down at my phone. Noob Saibot is Bi-Han, the original Sub-Zero from the first film.
Bi-Han.
Oh, is it Bi-Han?
Mm-hmm.
Bi-Han, the original Sub-Zero from the first film, reincarnated after his death. Did you know that?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Did they talk about it, or you just knew that?
I knew that.
Okay.
They didn't talk about that in Annihilation. He comes out of Ermac.
But that's apparently the backstory.
The backstory is he's like the undead Bi-Han.
It's sick.
Which is like the equivalent of Scorpion.
There's so much cool lore in this. I wish
they actually did a great job developing these like backstories.
Yeah, they're so detailed.
Yeah.
Dixon, did you get all that from Annihilation?
Absolutely not.
Dixon's like, that's not Bi-Han.
It's not my Bi-Han.
Let me just say no.
I don't want to blow you up, but the Sub-Zero, he says I'm the younger brother of Bi-Han, which is actually in Mortal Kombat 3. There are 2 Sub-Zeros. There's one with the mask, there's one without. So
he does say that.
Yeah.
I thought there was something in there. I have a note later about that, but it's so hard to follow.
I mean, if you've played every single, like all 13 games, you'll get it. But
yeah,
I haven't.
Were they like trying to lean into that though with this movie? Do you think
I don't think they? I think
they were actually.
You think so?
Yeah, I think they were trying to lean into it.
But wouldn't the point be you're trying to bring in a new audience of people that haven't played the game to be like, oh, this movie was great. I should go and play the game. So wouldn't you want to make the story a little bit more? Here's the backstory. Here's the information for all these characters that you can go and play in this video game.
Bro, 8-year-old me, it worked. I was more interested. It worked like a charm.
I guess that's the audience that they were going
We're
for.
talking about this movie 30 years later. This worked. This is almost the
classic.
Almost the 30th anniversary of Mortal Kombat Annihilation. By the way, it was the 25th of Bagger Vance. We never mentioned it, but
yeah,
big anniversary year in the Movie Marathon podcast.
Oh yeah.
So back to MK here. Every character, we're kind of just grazed around this. Let me just mention it. Every character is actually pulled from the games in the movie, and the only ones that's significantly altered here is Reptile doesn't appear in the film, and then
wait, what?
Reptile doesn't appear in the film. That's the only one that we don't really have. Everyone else appears from the games.
I'm not sure what you're saying.
I think I have a mess up in my notes.
So everybody that was
I'm going to take a quick.
Like the movie Mortal Kombat, which is based off a video game, uses characters from the video game.
Making a mark there.
And I think Dixon didn't know enough about Mortal Kombat to call you out.
But I was like, am I just an idiot? Like, because I have never played I didn't play the games as much, and like, I don't understand.
Can we leave?
Because I didn't.
This is a fun mistake.
Fine. We'll leave that one in.
So what you're trying to say is that Reptile is the only character who was not in the game, or who was in the game that is not in the movie.
Which is
yes, I believe that's what I'm trying to say. Yeah,
Okay.
That's not true, but he's in the movie.
He's not in this one, I thought.
Reptile, there's 3 of them.
I had a question about that. I wasn't sure if that was Reptile.
Is that Reptile?
Those are reptiles. There's 3 of them.
They never really say it though.
I
It's
thought
just
He's like
that was,
hissing. He's like
Yeah.
hissing and everything.
Okay, so that's confusing because I thought that Reptile was like Reptile from the first one, and this one was like, I don't know. I never really thought about it, to be honest.
Am I wrong? Those are reptiles. There's just 3 different reptiles.
They just have multiple reptiles in this
And it
one.
makes sense because it's when they first get to Outworld, similar to the first movie. As soon as they get to Outworld, Reptile comes. But in this one, it's like, oh, there are 3 reptiles. Yeah, it's definitely a reptile because he's like hissing and making like lizard noises.
Okay, yeah, I guess you're right. I never really considered it, I guess. But I don't even know if he's casted. Yeah, there's not even anyone in the cast list as Reptile. So I don't really know.
That's interesting.
I guess it's up for debate.
You just thought they were like henchmen?
Yeah, essentially, yeah, like putties. So, critical reception here, Mortal Kombat. Do you guys know what it is on Rotten Tomatoes?
Probably higher than it should be. I'm going to say 23.
Dix?
Less than the first one. So the first one I think we said was 43. So I'm going to say
Mhm.
like the high 30s, like 37.
I can I change mine?
Yeah.
12.
Closer. It sits at a 4.
A 4?
A cold 4, baby.
Wow.
Which is, I think, actually harsher than it should be. I think I would
Yeah.
give it like probably a 48.
48? Dude.
4.8. 4.8.
Yeah, 4 is mean.
It has an 11 out of 100 on Metacritic, C- on Cinema Score. Yeah. So it made $51 million domestically, as I said earlier, against an unknown production budget. Couldn't have been that high, but I guess more than it needed to be.
I just
And-
assumed it went straight to video.
It in many ways, it does feel like that. Maybe it recouped some of the losses it did make at the time, but the poor performance of this film essentially killed the planned third film, unfortunately, which I would have loved to have seen. Imagine 1999's like Mortal Kombat Conquest. But yeah, the third film was killed for multiple reasons. It went into development hell. It was supposed to film in New Orleans at one point, and then Katrina killed that. Midway went bankrupt. So essentially everything went dormant until 2021. So that will lead us into the production history of our next one, which we talk about next week. But
I think you forgot a character.
oh, tell me.
So I just realized, I just put 2 and 2 together and realized this. Shao Kahn's father
Oh,
His name is Shinnok.
Shinnok, yeah.
I didn't know that. And I knew Shinnok was a character, but I honestly couldn't keep track. There's a lot of, like, probably 50% of the Mortal Kombat characters, I just can't. I get confused, and I just can't. Like Jared, Shinnok.
I'm not even familiar with Shinnok, and I'm a fan of the game. And I didn't know his name until I did the research for this episode. The only reason I didn't name him was because my later thing is they don't name him as Shinnok in the movie. They don't explain him in any way.
They say Shinnok. Somebody says Shinnok, and I can't remember who.
But it's not like
being like,
clear.
oh, so that's an actual character from the games. I think he comes in Mortal Kombat 4.
Dude, you're so good, man. You're so good. This movie, the written note, I don't have it up here, but I know it from the script, is that he is a tease for Mortal Kombat 4. His character, essentially, you're supposed to learn about him here, and then like he comes up in 4 because they were producing 4 when this came out, and essentially it's a teaser for 4.
Yeah. Wow. I'm a little embarrassed.
It's amazing. Don't show Bree this one.
You know what? Just edit this out. No.
Marking this one right
People
here.
shouldn't know that I know this much about combat.
You're like, wait, guys, we didn't talk about shit.
No, I didn't know that. Wait, one more.
Don't go to the next section, please.
I'm so ashamed.
Oh my God. All right, you guys feel like we talked enough about the production history? We want to get into the film?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, let's get into 1997's Mortal Kombat, because the tournament has begun. Okay, so we know that the movie automatically, immediately picks up when the first one ends. The piece from the previous film lasts a whole 30 seconds. Shao Kahn blows up the building, appears through the portal. But in this one, obviously, as we said, he looks quite different. He's human, takes off his mask, and all that fun stuff. And so immediately he's threatening with his generals. And this is the point where they essentially say the Earth will rest in peace. They kill Johnny Cage. We already talked about that. Legitimately surprising. And this essentially is the inciting incident immediately in the movie. You don't have to wait 20 minutes to get your inciting incident. Shao Kahn comes in. We get our Raiden info dump. New Raiden explains the situation that Shao Kahn illegally opened a portal from Outworld to Earthrealm, reclaimed Sindel as his queen, Kitana's long-lost mother, and Earthrealm will be absorbed into Outworld within 7 days. So they really dump it on here. The lore gets really thick, really fast. As we said before, you get characters Cyrax, Ermac, Melina, Jade, Rain, Nightwolf, Mataro, Baraka. And it just kind of throws it all at you. The movie then moves to the scene of the Velocisphere. Not Jurassic World's. Sounds like the Velocicoaster or the Gyrosphere. I like this scene. This is where
It makes no... You're talking about those spheres underground?
the hamster balls.
Hold on. Can I go back for a second?
Yeah.
They killed Johnny Cage.
Yeah.
Were you specifically not saying that for a reason or purposely?
No, I said it.
Oh, you did. Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Knocking off his glasses, the very glasses that were
That's why I think
Goro 12 hours before.
that's why I think it's like a middle finger to the actor or something like that. I think there's some kind of thing that they're not telling us.
Interesting. Okay, sorry to interrupt.
No, it's fine.
It was a
It's
little
fine.
joke I had in my notes that the glasses somehow survived.
I just blew through that opening because we kind of went through some of it already.
That's true. Yeah.
But the Velosphere, I said Velocisphere, Velosphere, whatever the hell it's called, the hamster ball.
That's what I put in my notes, the hamster ball.
Is there anyone you would want to travel with in the Velosphere? Ride face to face with like this?
Raiden.
You go with Raiden through the canal? Raiden 1 or Raiden 2?
Raiden 2.
Raiden 2.
haircut.
Yeah, me too.
I'm taking
Dixon.
you guys in the hamster ball.
Binge Bros.
yeah. We're going faces and then back to back. That's how we're doing it.
Little
Back to back.
I was gonna do Requiem for a Dream reference.
Ass to ass.
Ass to ass.
Yeah, that's how we're doing it.
All right, so we're going in the Velosphere, ass to ass. Mark that one.
Leave that in. That's funny.
No, I'm not. I was kidding. I'm not.
Okay.
I'm not cutting ass to ass. Are you kidding me? Okay. So this is the next scene. I believe is where we get the scene establishing Shao Kahn's background, his relationship to the elder gods. I believe this is Shinnok's first entrance, where he's like, "Father," and he's like, "Silence." They do that crazy like vertigo shot.
Tell me, did Raiden beg for his life or
Yeah,
something?
it's so
Something he
good.
says, yeah. And then he goes, ugh. And then does a front flip off of his throne and be like, Raiden's not a concern to us.
Yeah, Raiden is no concern to us anymore.
Yeah.
It's so rough. Dixon, were you intimidated by Shinnok in this scene? Were you like,
No, I was not intimidated by him. Maybe his voice a little bit. It was a little booming, but that's about it.
I will say though that this is kind of like the soapiness that I keep on saying the movies bring in here in the mythology. I do find it's interesting. It's almost Shakespearean, like his father comes in and he's trying to overthrow everything.
Yeah,
So
I was going to
there's
say it's very
something there.
Shakespearean, Gabe.
There's something there. So then the next scene, I also say by that scene, I do like the aspect of the generals, that there's kind of these characters and like there's like the war room. I like that.
When they're all arguing over who should,
Be the next in command.
yeah.
It's so cheesy.
Motaro can't be trusted.
I think it's the next scene or it's this scene, whatever it is, but you know, it's does it really matter? But so the heroes are ambushed by Smoke, sent by Shao Kahn, and he's never named, of course. And this is where we get our new Sub-Zero as well. He comes in to save them. And we talked about that his brother, Bi-Han, had died, Noob Saibot, all that. This new Sub-Zero is Ku Liang. Did you guys get all that in the movie? Because I know we went through this earlier, but was any of that clear to you?
Yeah, he said it.
He says the brother thing, but the whole Noob Saibot and all that, and
Noob
That I
Saibot
didn't-
wasn't mentioned.
Yeah, that I didn't get, but he was probably the only recast, and it's not even a really recast, just another way for them to bring in like Sub-Zero into the movie that made sense.
Mhm.
Like, why couldn't they have figured out other ways of doing that with the other recast characters? You know?
yeah.
By the way, not a terrible CGI scene when he makes the ice bridge.
No,
No, that looked okay.
I was like, whoa, that
looked decent.
terrible. Yeah.
That's where they blew the budget.
Also, like, as a kid, when you're watching this shit, like I'd be like, oh, that Scorpion's different. That's fine. Let's move on. Like, I didn't give a shit. I knew it was different, but did we really care? Did we like, but he's a different guy. Why is that? Like,
Well, here
moved
is
on.
the Scorpion entrance. So Sub-Zero helps them, and then Sub-Zero appears, or Scorpion appears, and he kidnaps Katana, and he has that famous
Suckers.
line, "Suckers!"
ridiculous.
And this is pretty much like his only appearance, really, of substance, I think, in the entire movie. How did you feel about suckers?
Why? I guess that's just Scorpion's thing. Like, he has to say, like, get over it. Like, everything is in that same cadence, like that same tone. So they had to have him say something ridiculous when he was leaving, but it's insane.
Stupid.
So now we go to the scene I mentioned already. Sonya rescues Jax, breaks him out. I love this scene. I already said I really like Jax. And I think I like literally laughed out loud when they mentioned Shao Kahn. He goes, "Shao what?" I thought that was hilarious.
Extermination Squad.
Yeah, I think he lightens up the movie a little bit. He kind of knows what film they're in a little bit. And I like Jax as a character. I used to play with him a lot when I was a kid. So maybe I just have a
serves
little.
the same purpose as Johnny Cage.
Yes,
Comic
exactly.
relief. We're the ones who relate to him. Like, yeah, this
Yeah.
is crazy, you know?
Right. He's like the fish out of water. He's really one of the only characters, I think, actually, that is probably learning about this for the first time. So he kind of does serve as an audience proxy a little bit.
Yeah.
I felt I kind of had this vibe in the opening scene of the movie too, but then I really felt it in this scene. It felt like a Power Rangers movie with the robot ninja. Like I just felt like I was watching like like something from the 90s Power Rangers TV show.
It's funny you mentioned that because I have a note about Angel Grove later where I say that the temple where they're outside fighting the temple and they all kind of hook up again and meet. It feels like they're like another putty scene, like Rita Repulsa is about to come out of the shadows. That's why I made the putty reference earlier too, because there are echoes. Yeah, there are echoes of Power Rangers in this. There really are. It feels very Power Ranger-ish. So we do the Cyrax scene. It is frustrating to me because I was having trouble figuring out which character was which. I knew that these were like the robot ninjas, but I wish that they in some way were able to name them. We also get the teaser of the little dragon that like floats off of.
So stupid.
But it's a teaser for later.
Is it?
Yeah, because
that's later.
Yeah, that's like the Raiden, like the that's the reveal for Raiden later. Part of that.
Yeah, the tattoo on the robot doesn't make any sense.
The robot has a tattoo. That's what they're saying.
And then also with the first one, the tattoo like disappears and there's like the bomb under the robot. But then then it doesn't. That doesn't. I don't think that happens for the other ones after it, right? That's the only time it happens.
No, yeah, smoke self detonates. The robots self detonate, right?
It's not clear because I think this movie doesn't do a very good job.
Yeah, because then Liu Kang kicks him. He's like
Cyrax definitely detonates for sure.
Yeah, and they run out in that awful CGI jump scene.
All right, next is actually the generals scene, which we already talked about, so that's fine. Do you guys have a favorite of the generals? Motaro, Shiva, Rain, Armandel.
Shiva, please.
Shiva's your favorite?
No. Probably Ermac or Motaro.
Yeah, Motaro for sure. I kind of thought that he was a little underutilized. Besides, like he fights in the final scene, but besides that, I feel like he would just like pop in randomly in a couple of scenes.
Actor was a wrestler.
That would make sense.
Make sense.
Did you ever see the Curb episode when I think it was like season 2 or something? Like Larry is driving behind like a bunch of kids, and they're like playing with cops. And then like he like exit like I guess the car stops in front of him, and so that actor gets out of the car and intimidates him. He calls him like a bald asshole or something like that.
Yeah, it's Thor.
Yes, yeah. Oh, you know him?
No, like I know. No, I don't know the wrestler, but I.
Oh, wait, no, I'm sorry. Yeah, Thor is his name from.
Yeah.
From Curb, yeah.
So next we get to the Liu Kang Nightwolf series of the film. I feel like this is where the movie kind of dips down a little bit for me, and gets a little bit lost. But so he goes searching for Nightwolf. Nightwolf, I believe, only has one scene. Essentially, tries to get Liu Kang to achieve his animality and get his shape-shifting power. So Liu Kang has to pass 3 tests, get self-esteem and focus, temptation from Jade, and go through all these trials. So
wait, what were the 3 tests?
I think it's self-esteem, focus, and then temptation.
Self-esteem?
Yeah, it's... I didn't write the script.
I will say this. When he first comes in, when Nightwolf first comes in, like the CGI when his face kind of changes back from that to human, that actually looked really pretty good. And I was wondering if it was like a night, because it was a night scene, they were able to kind of like blur the lines. But yeah, I thought that was actually like really good. I remember thinking, oh wow.
So that was fully rendered.
Must have been. That and the Sub-Zero thing, fully rendered.
The ice bridge.
Yeah.
But that's about it.
So did the Nightwolf, you like that scene? Did Nightwolf work for you, Dixon, overall? And Jade, how do you feel about her? Because it's kind of tied in.
Nightwolf was fine. Again, like his like initial introduction worked for me. But then when he's just sitting there going, find your animality. And it's like animality. I'm like, all right, this is too much.
Where did that come from? Like the Native American, like take the like peyote and like find your inner self. That must have started from something. Because that's played a lot in movies.
Mm.
Like go find yourself through like an ancient Native American.
I mean, people still do that. Like billionaires go and do ayahuasca.
But like when you see the main character sort of go through like their like fever dreams or like he's basically tripping.
Yeah, more or less.
Did that start from like a specific movie that like really like hammered it? And
I don't know. Yeah, where like, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Even like Avatar has a taste of that in Fire and Ash.
So many movies did this.
What about Jade?
Sucked.
It was a little weird when she first came in and like he was in the dream sequence and her initial interaction with him was just like, I'm half naked. What's up? Like,
Yeah.
that was definitely a little, what are we doing here?
Her voice is so annoying. She like whispers everything.
I think it's also weird. I don't remember, again, we all have missed stuff clearly in this movie, even though at least me and Eric know it pretty well. Is she specifically named? Does Nightwolf name her? Because later in the movie, when they all hang out by...
No, I think she says, I'm Jade.
Oh, she does say it? Okay.
I think that's the first line.
Because later in the movie, Liu Kang does not introduce her to anyone.
Does. He goes, this is Jade.
He says it?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he does, yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. Because they're like, I think Jax is like, my oh my.
Yeah. I have
Says something
I have the
about her
note all of
legs.
them hitting on her. Like it's like one after another. Like Jackson's over, he's like, says something, and then Raiden also says, "Who's the beautiful girl?
Who might this be?
She's beautiful."
A bunch of like predatory
Creeps, just creeps. It's so
well,
weird.
Well.
It's like so weird.
Katanya and Sonya are like, I don't like her.
Yeah.
They're not like, what's the story? Like, who is this? They're like,
But there is, even if he does say her name, there's like no backstory. It just kind of happens, and that's actually the next scene in this. In between that is the Melina shows up, and they have the battle outside the Elder God's temple. We kind of graced it up before, but Melina's supposed to be the clone of Katana. They obviously don't really lay it on there, and she's wearing the mask over her mouth that's supposed to be a little more ferocious. I wish they obviously did more of this, but then or leaned into it more, but they don't. But then Melina has the same disappearing dragon tattoo that Cyrax had, and it goes away, and then we get all the other characters that meet up over here. How do we feel about Melina? Let down?
It was awful. There was
Yeah.
Probably the worst character.
One, I mean, you could pick your poison there, but
yeah, I mean, there must have been some sort of story editing or something where they just completely cut her backstory. And the fact that she goes Katana, and I think there was some sort of storyline where Melina was Katana's twin sister or clone or something.
yeah, clone, yeah.
But this actress, like, at least if you're going to mistaken her for Katana, just use the same actress as Katana. This was
Right. That makes way more sense, actually.
Yeah.
Just do like a dark version. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so stupid. It's so dumb. And then you could save some of the budget, finish the CGI.
Yeah.
So next scene is when Raiden goes and meets the Elder Gods. I like this
Actually,
mythology.
kinda cool.
I think
Yeah.
this is so sick, and I wish they did more of it. He
They're
asks,
like the elementals, right?
yes, yeah, and they don't fully. They like lean into it, but they don't really show it. I think we get like wind maybe and fire or something like water and fire, but we don't get the other ones. I think we get water and fire, but so Raiden asks
Wind, water, fire.
but we get wind in the movie or no?
Yeah.
I thought
Yeah,
that
because there's
Raiden,
3 of them that he's talking to.
right. But at the end, who does Raiden become? Like what element?
Lightning.
Is lightning an element? Is that what
I mean, yeah. No, but isn't he's immortal. He doesn't become one.
he becomes an elder god though at the
Yeah,
end?
does he? All right, then lightning. Thunder. He's the god of thunder.
No, I think because we see the fire and water gods, like their elements, they turn into people. And so I think he turns into wind.
That's what
No.
I thought. That's what I thought.
Yeah.
That's what I was saying. Wind just now. That's what I
Get
thought
the
too.
Fuck out of here. Raiden doesn't turn into wind.
That's what I thought.
There's also a scene where wait, sorry, I don't want to jump.
No, you can mention. You can mention it.
No,
It's
no.
fine.
I did you mention when he came back yet? No, you just
That. Yeah. All right. Well, we're gonna get to that. So he does the whole elder gods thing. They say that Shao Kahn, must be defeated. Sindel is the key to all that, and then he gives up his power pretty much in this scene for the humans, and then he reunites with everyone. So, what were you gonna say, Eric?
Did you notice the when he's like trying to like open up a portal right when like Shao Kahn was coming, and there's a scene where he's holding his hands up and he's like creating like a lightning I guess like circuit. There's a clear scene where he's doing this and there is no lightning. Like they just didn't add the CGI.
It's just literally his hands.
It's
Just
a clear full shot of him just going like this, and you hear the noise, but you don't see the lightning.
It's also ridiculous that when he first shows up with the new look, like the short hair and the new outfit, first thing he says is literally "never give up hope," and just lands there. And it's like not answering a question, not like responding to anybody. He just just flips into the scene. He's like, "Never give up hope,"
and no one is giving up hope. They're just doing what they're supposed to do.
Exactly.
it's really
like,
funny. I didn't even
fucking
realize how
Raiden.
random that is. Oh my god. Yeah, so we've alluded a lot to this scene. This is the scene where
The horses kill me too. They're all on a horseback.
It makes no sense.
And you have the guards with the black masks, like the Halloween masks from like their 90s, and you could clearly see like their noses.
It's so unbelievably bad. And,
Like they went to a Spirit Halloween and just found a bunch of like night ghost costumes and just wore them.
It's so cheesy. Like Sindel's like laughing and like cackling and shit. It's all so awful. Again, feels like Power Rangers.
Yeah.
It really does.
Yeah.
Maybe there was like the same production designer or something like
Power
that.
Rangers was such a phenomenon that maybe like subconsciously they just made it like Power Rangers.
I thought you were going to say phenomenal. I thought you were going to say Power Rangers. So
No,
phenomenal.
no, it was, I don't think it's phenomenal,
But it was Power Rangers was on around the same time, right? Like mid 90s, late 90s. Like
Oh, yeah.
that's
Oh,
when
yeah.
the show was on air. So there was definitely some influence too. And I feel like a lot of those fight scenes towards the end of the Power Rangers movies took place in like that kind of mountainous, rocky sort of environment that scene takes place in. So
Yeah,
that's
you're right.
that's probably why we're getting such Power Ranger vibes from this.
Mm.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, so now things get a little bit crazy. I think
Oh, now they're getting crazy.
it's a little hard to just keep track of exactly where the plot goes, but at some point they capture Sindel.
Also, where are they going?
They don't say.
Okay.
None of it. There's no rhyme or reason. Like they're just they don't even say why they're there. It's just convenient that they're there to essentially all be in the same place at the same time, and then the villains are there, which sets just the third act in motion. So the Sindel capture, they try to essentially, she's like asleep, so then they try to get her back and return as her true self, a good person, I guess, and they do that fake out where they think she's turned and then it didn't work.
Which why?
It makes no sense. Like why it doesn't make sense why it doesn't work. Doesn't make sense.
So like
why
Sindel
they-
was good, turned bad, faked her death, and is bad.
It's still bad. Yeah. Yes.
Got
Yeah.
it.
So motivations don't make any sense at all. And I think, right. And now at the same time, when they're going to rescue Katana, this is the Liu Kang Baraka fight, which I do like. I think they think this is fun. And Baraka looks pretty good, I think, in this, even though it's kind of a quick scene. I think
Well,
it
it's
looks
a
pretty good.
mask. It's nice to see like practical effects instead of CGI. Not fully
It's
rendered.
also a little scary too, like before he comes out when they're just like flying by.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I thought they
Baraka's
did a
like
good
a dungeon guard, I guess. That's his role.
Sure.
We could say that. We could say that. Tell the listeners, Baraka is a dungeon guard.
Okay.
And we also get Shiva here gets a death scene, which I think is pretty anticlimactic. I thought she was going to come back. I couldn't remember, but
I don't know who made that decision. You can't have a four-armed another fight like Goro, and
it's just a waste.
would they run out of budget? Don't even include the character.
Yeah.
Because she's also a general, like, or she's like part of like the war party. Like, why have her be a part of that just to kill her off in that quick of a scene?
Or have her come
Amount
back
of
at the
money.
end. Yeah, it's probably a decision. Remember, Goro, 2-minute scenes at a time. So
$1 million fucking suit, whatever.
I thought he looked great.
Me too.
So after this, I believe we get the reveal about the dragon and that disconnection to Raiden. Shao Kahn is Raiden's brother,
Oh my god.
which makes Shinnok their father.
And makes no fucking sense. How does Raiden have lightning powers and is a god?
I don't know, man. It hits hard.
Yeah, you're right.
It hits very hard.
Yeah.
Did you guys Dixon, did you see this coming? I know I've been throwing a lot of like shitty questions at you just to like, because this is your first time. But yeah, I'm just curious. Did you see this coming?
No, my jaw was definitely dropped for this scene.
Legitimately, just like
I'll say I was surprised. I was kind of like, oh, okay.
it's interesting.
I don't know why, but like, yeah, I was definitely surprised by it.
That's exactly right. Like, no reason is just because that's what it is.
Didn't see it coming, but sure, okay, this is where we're going.
And so with the Raiden reveal, time starts to run out, and this is essentially the next Liu Kang amp up scene. He needs to get into his animality and do a little more. And so we essentially now go to the scene where the realms are merging. We get the sequence where we see like the Eiffel Tower, the Manhattan skyline, Golden Gate Bridge with the Outworld elements. Looks genuinely terrible. Apocalyptic, if I will say so myself.
Yeah.
I mentioned Liu Kang getting slightly more to do here. Do you think he has more to do? Do you think he's a better protagonist in this? We haven't talked much about Rob and Shou. Maybe we don't have to, but I feel like we have to say something.
He's just moving the plot.
Yeah. I don't know if I would say if it was more significant or less than the first one. Maybe less in this one.
Yeah.
But yeah, he was fine for the role.
Mm. So now we get to the big final battle, which when I was 8 years old, I will tell you, when they do the face off and the close-ups and they like line up and he's like, I'll take Mr. Ed, I'll take her, my mother, whatever it is. The Mr. Ed line kills me, by the way, but someone watching it today wouldn't even understand that
Mr.
reference.
Ed's mine.
Yeah.
And then Sonya goes, leftovers are fine with me.
What is it? Just Ermac?
It's Ermac.
So they don't even like explain and then they call them leftovers.
Yeah.
But for me at 8 years old, this was like Avengers Endgame for me.
Yeah.
Like ultimate matchup. Like it was like, oh my God, this is so cool.
Yeah. The fate of the world.
It was incredible.
Yeah.
Just incredible.
It was a massive showdown.
And then they have all these series of fights, and also, Shao Kahn. Oh, is that Shao Kahn actually right before the fights begin, Avacadavra's Raiden. It's like straight up, it's like shoots him with this like bolt, kills him. And this is the motivation now for Liu Kang to really embrace himself, I guess. But as we already referenced with our resurrection, they undo this in terms of running time, like 10 minutes later. So how do we feel that they didn't resurrect Johnny Cage, but they resurrect Raiden?
Never thought of it.
Yeah. But like it was right there. That's the easy. It doesn't make. I mean, we talked about this before. It's like, not having Johnny Cage or having Jax kind of felt like the comedic role of Johnny Cage in the movie. But like, you could very easily bring him back, and then if they were planning on doing a third, you have Johnny Cage in the third.
How you phrase that question, Gabe, is as if there was a massive audience uproar.
People are just going nuts about it.
Yeah, like it's like a point of hot controversy. How do you feel about Johnny Cage not being resurrected? Like, I'm team Johnny Cage.
I'm team JC, baby.
Yeah.
So final battle.
You just move on. You find a way to just.
You got to find a way.
Pull it together.
You got to find a way. So moving on, final battle. We get the fights between everyone. I actually think Jax is probably the only one that gets a full arc because the whole like arms thing, he's more of himself. I don't think any character in the movie actually gets, like I said, any sort of arc. So Jax gets an arc there. We have all these battles and these face-offs. They fight. And we get the Liu Kang battle with Shao Kahn. They duke it out. And then we get the, I guess like a kaiju PS1 style effect battle here where Liu Kang morphs into a dragon and Shao Kahn morphs into a multi-headed hydra.
Disgusting, by the way.
It's so bad.
I hate that design. It's like a hydra that's been turned inside out.
It's so ugly.
Yeah, it's repulsive. And even when he turns into it, like his head goes down and then shoots up in this.
It's awful. It's awful.
Like intestinal hydra. Yeah. I hate it. I hate
it's horrendous. Design. This has to be what's unfinished. I used to think and I feel like it's common lore, is that Spawn. Remember Spawn,
Yeah.
the movie?
Yeah.
That was like the worst effects in a film. If you go back and rewatch some of it, the end scene is just horrendously bad when they're
like
in hell.
the devil or like that
Yeah.
creature in hell that just doesn't move its jaw when
It's
it speaks.
so
It's
so
really,
fucking
really
bad. I think this is worse. I think this is actually
that
worse.
Spawn shit is so bad.
Spawn is really bad. I think this might be worse though.
I have to rewatch Spawn because I remember some of the scenes in the beginning I thought were really cool, and again, and maybe it was like a night scene thing where they were able to hide a lot of the bad CGI. I do remember the ending.
Michael J. White, is that his name?
The actor in Spawn,
Yeah.
I don't even remember. I think
It's the guy from Dark Knight.
Yeah, Gamble. Yeah.
I forget his name. But he was actually in a weird little like bit of trivia. They did like a test pilot or like 15-minute prologue to a Mortal Kombat reboot starring James Vanderbeek, and Michael J. White. I'm fucking up his name, I think.
Yeah, no, it is Michael J. White. It is.
Okay, Michael J. White. Played opposite of James Vanderbeek. I think he played like I don't know if it's Jax or just like maybe just like a generic cop. I'm not sure.
I remember this Mortal Kombat Rebirth.
Yes,
That's
and
right.
It was like a 12-minute prologue.
Cool.
Yeah, it's just funny that you mentioned Spawn, and there is a little bit of a Mortal Kombat connection there.
That's right. I totally forgot this came out.
Yeah, like nothing ever happened with it.
Should we do this next week? This 12-minute Mortal
bonus
Kombat
episode.
Yeah, I forgot. I just thought of that.
We'll do an hour on a 12-minute Mortal Kombat short.
Scene by scene.
It's probably better than this. Okay, so we get the battle. Liu Kang wins. And I like that Shao Kahn in this gets exposed as immortal for breaking the rules. I think that's kind of a fun twist, pull in a longer battle. I think this is probably, even though the kaiju battle is awful, I think in some ways it's a better final battle than the Shang Tsung one. There's just a little more going on, a little more ups and downs. But so at this point, the Elder Gods declare that Earth will be decided in Mortal Kombat. And the theme kicks in again. Does a lot of heavy lifting. I love that. And this is the final fight. Again, Liu Kang wins that. And at this point, Shao Kahn is defeated, and Shinnok is banished, taken by the Elder Gods.
He turns into a foldable mirror.
It's like Phantom Zone shit. I really don't. They don't explain it. Maybe they don't have to. Mm-hmm. But Shinnok is taken. Shao Kahn is defeated. Earthrealm is restored. And at this point, too, Raiden is, as we said, revived, reincarnated, and takes the former position that Shinnok had. Now he is Elder God. And he says, I will be watching you, so stay out of trouble.
And that's the last line?
I think he also says, be there for one another, your family now.
Yeah.
And then Sonya notices the gods, right? And goes like, oh, look at that. And you see like fire and like wind.
Well, you see the water, I thought. And then I think
Raiden
Raiden is wind.
Water.
Yeah. I think that's why I thought Raiden was wind.
Dude, Raiden's not wind. I gotta look this up.
It's very unclear, and that's a problem. We're trying to dissect it, and we still don't know. I didn't know, but I mean, I think it could be wind.
Maybe, but again, if the CGI is unfinished, I'm sure the script was
plot is
unfinished. Yeah, they were like, we don't know what we're gonna do with it, but let's make him an elder god and not really explain what his thing is. But like we'll figure it out later. Who knows?
Eric, anything coming up for you or no?
In the original Mortal Kombat timeline, Raiden ascends to become an elder god. No, this is not,
because it doesn't exist.
Yeah,
there
probably was no.
But he achieved the status of elder god after Mortal Kombat 4 by defeating Shinnok. So this is by the video games.
Yeah, it's definitely not out there.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't see anything about wind. I see thunder.
The god of storms. I don't know.
Throughout most of the series, he's the eternal god of thunder. And
all right, so maybe it is god of thunder. Maybe it's implied that he just becomes the god of thunder. That makes a little more sense. Honestly, you just assume it's just thunder, and you don't have a specific classic element. It's just another type of Elder God, I guess.
I would put thunder or lightning as one of the wind, like one of the elementals. I think that
It's
makes
wind
sense.
adjacent. All right, so before we get to our closing arguments here, I want to just talk about some of our favorite fights. Do you guys have favorite fights in this film?
Probably the first scene with Jax.
That's mine too. The
Yeah.
Cyrax and Jax.
Probably that one.
Or Mataro Jax, I like also.
The soundtrack in the Sub-Zero Scorpion fight is fucking insane. And same with the music in the reptile scene is sick too.
It's just like the same kind of beats we've been getting though, right? It's nothing.
Just the European.
Yeah.
It's just, they're cool.
I do like that they continue that.
Yeah.
I felt like the music was like solid the whole time, but I didn't really get that emotional like kick until the Mortal Kombat theme came in at the very
when
end.
it comes in, it's so good.
It was perfect, yeah. And the fact that they saved it for the very end, because I feel like in the first one, it's like they like teased it a little bit in different spots, but the fact that that's the only time you hear it is that final fight definitely was the perfect way for them to use it in this movie. I also like the scene where Raiden's fighting the reptiles, like what we think is the reptiles. There's also multiple shots where you can clearly tell that it's a stunt double and not him. Like they tried to shoot it like kind of in dark, so his like face was kind of covered by shadows, but you can definitely tell in a couple of scenes it's absolutely not him.
He's doing like full horizontal flips across like across the room. Yeah. Yeah, wow.
Eric, what was your favorite fight?
I think Scorpion, Sub-Zero, or the reptiles.
That's right.
Or the end, of course. Like to your point, it was like the Avengers moment.
Yeah.
But then the dragons kind of threw me off. It always threw me off. I always thought that was bad CGI.
Even when you were a kid.
Yes, and I know you agree with me.
Yeah.
Like we knew something was off.
Right. Even when you're a kid, you know when it's like shit.
Yeah.
Because you also got to think like some of the first CGI
Jurassic Park came out 5 years before that.
That's what I'm saying. Like you set he set the bar
before
so high with good CGI.
Dude,
like that.
Still fucking good.
Exactly.
It's still good.
So you can see movies 5-10 years after that were not anywhere near as good as Jurassic Park.
Can you believe that we're actually going backwards? Like,
Yeah.
Can you fathom that? Like we're actually going backwards. Like
It's just crazy that like you can take the time to make really good CGI because the technology's there.
It's
It's
expensive, dude. It's fucking movies.
Allegedly, the problem is that a lot of movies don't plan it out as well. If you really storyboard it perfectly and you know exactly what you want, you can get it like Pirates level, but no one does that anymore.
But I don't even feel like, I mean, maybe that's the case, but like, why is storyboarding the reason why CGI needs to be good or bad? Like if you have a scene and you're like, this is the way we're going to shoot it, whether or not it's a good concept or good story, like structure, why does that take away from the fact that the CGI, like you could still take the time to make the CGI look good for that particular scene?
It's how it's done. It's a third party, and it's like the lowest bidder is the one that gets the job. And like these companies are just like, they have a deadline. And if they don't meet that deadline, they have to start paying out of pocket. So they're set up to just have shit, like overworked employees, but you can't pay them too much. You have to hit a deadline, so you're rushing. That's why.
Yeah, all the artists are overworked and underpaid.
Yeah. But it's crazy because like I feel like there's so much, not a consistent uproar, but I feel like there's like a constant conversation about CGI that's not good in good movies or even high budget movies, that studios are not listening to the audience and basically like, let's take a little bit more time, let's invest a little bit more money in the CGI, and that will make the movie that much more enjoyable for people, or people won't complain about the CGI and everything else about movies will be better. Like I don't see why that's not the bigger investment.
I don't think these CEOs anymore give a fuck about the type of movies they're releasing. They're shelving movies to get a tax break. It's not about the fucking CGI.
Yeah, it's crazy.
But think about like if there was one studio that said, okay, you know what? We'll take the time, we'll invest the money, and we'll tell people. We'll use it like a part of like the PR for these movies.
It's James Cameron. It's his shit.
And
He's
look
the
how well.
last
I
one.
mean, even his bad movies are making $1.5 billion.
Yeah,
He has no bad movies.
but he's the last he's the last lucrative filmmaker.
No,
Like,
Nolan's lucrative in that way, but he's making still art film.
He never uses CGI though.
Oh,
He's anti-CGI. Like at least like James Cameron is preserving this. Like no. Like I'll make you money, but you have to make me you have to let me spend this money.
Mm.
Right, someone that's fully leaning into the CGI world.
Yeah, he's 100% CGI.
Yeah,
It looks good.
it looks amazing.
So it's incredible. It gets better every movie he does.
It's no Mortal Kombat Annihilation, but it's close.
Again, we gotta find the strength to pull ourselves together.
We're a family now.
We're a family now.
All right, I feel like we've talked enough about the movie.
I think the movie is almost as long as how long we've been talking about it.
Oh, we're almost there. If we go 20
almost
more
there.
minutes,
Another 20 minutes.
If we go 20 more minutes, which I don't think we will, but we'll be pretty close, maybe with credits excluded. You guys ready to finish him?
Finish him.
Yes.
All right, so we already said whether we like this movie or not. We all love it. But in some ways, I like the rewatch of this. Like I said before, I have a lot of ties to this. Do you feel that this and the first one go hand in hand, or is there a true step up from the first one and a downgrade to this one?
Dixon.
They seem like the same kind of movies to me. I would put these both in the exact same category.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, nothing stood out between either of them to make one seem better or above the other.
There are some shots in Mortal Kombat 1 that has such a stylistic feel. Like when you see like the beach scenes, you're like, oh, this is a 90s movie. And you feel like it's a 90s movie. There's none of that in Annihilation. It's stripped of style.
But the mythology is a little deeper in Annihilation.
But again, that being said, as a kid, they were neck and neck. Both fucking phenomenal movies.
Yeah. What do you feel actually works in this movie? Is there anything that actually is done well?
Oof.
That one CGI shot with
Other than the bridge scene
The bridge.
the bridge scene and the scene with Nightwolf.
and the Nightwolf scene.
Yeah, the very first scene of Nightwolf. That's about it.
What worked?
My stuff would have been Jax, which I said before. I thought he actually had an arc, and I like his character.
He definitely has an arc, and like he adds that like comedic flair. Definitely,
Because
it was maybe a little over the top in some spots, but yeah.
I like the Sub-Zero aspect, but I think there's no payoff there. That goes nowhere.
Yeah.
I think the soundtrack worked.
Yeah.
I think that like objectively is a style that they maintained. And I can't think of another movie franchise that relies on this like techno, heavy metal techno sound. Like that's Mortal Kombat. Those are the Mortal Kombat movies like sound. It's fucking techno. And like it kind of it separates it from the like every other movie. That's the style of those movies. And I think that I feel like I tend to lean in music a little bit more than you guys, but I do feel like that is such an important undertone that is taken for granted with these movies. It's the music, dude.
Yeah, I do. I do like that actually, and it's consistent between the movies, which is nice.
It is, yeah.
It continues the vibe.
Yep.
Yeah. Anything else you feel like we're missing about this
I don't think we're missing.
this film?
There's not too much that can go over our heads.
It came in at 97, so I mean, it would have been up for the 98 Oscars. It would have went up against Titanic.
How many nominations did it get?
Visual effects,
Did Titanic win that year? Titanic didn't win, right?
Yeah, Titanic won. Yeah,
Oh, Titanic won?
yeah, it swept.
Titanic beat this out.
Beat this out.
Wow.
Yeah.
Good for them.
What else was 97? Saving Private Ryan? That was 98.
Well, it would have been movies released in 97 that, then the Oscars were in 98. But I know that it was a Titanic was that year.
Titanic. Oh, Titanic. Oh, no, that's best original score. Give me a second. Sorry.
So we're looking at 98, right?
Yeah. Best picture. Here we go. Titanic, Good Will Hunting, As Good as It Gets, The Full Monty, and L.A. Confidential.
Boo.
But if they did 10, Mortal Kombat Annihilation would have been in there.
What a shitty year.
Titanic's amazing.
I mean, no.
Titanic and Good Will Hunting. Like,
oh, I guess Titanic and Good. The rest, I don't think I've seen the other ones. Full Monty. What was the other
Never
one?
seen the Full Monty. I remember it coming out, but
As Good as It Gets and L.A. Confidential.
Have you ever seen it As Good as It Gets?
I have. I like it.
It's a strange movie.
It's kind of cheesy.
It's weird.
Yeah, I watched it on a plane. I was like, I've never seen this. It's like Adam Sandler, Jack Nicholson with the dog.
Yeah. Maybe
All
we'll
right.
do that.
I think, like we said before, I think we're going to beat the running time of Mortal Kombat Annihilation. So let's wrap this bad boy up. Mortal Kombat Annihilation, an unfinished released film, despised by its creators, and somehow we still all have genuine affection for now. Okay, listeners, we will be back next week with 2021's reboot, Mortal Kombat. So stick around for that, and there's plenty more coming on the Movie Marathon podcast. Thanks for listening. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for helping us build this thing. And remember, the movie may be over, but the marathon always continues.
Oh, yeah.
Peace.